Hi, Tammy. How are you?
Hey Sid, I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm once again grateful for you for accommodating me on a Thursday. I know Wednesday is like our traditional day. So, yeah, it's great to catch up with you again. And especially on today's topic, which is the pets in Dubai versus South Africa in terms of how they both do it. My opening question is, how is pet ownership in Dubai different from South Africa in terms of rules, lifestyle, and daily care?
So in Dubai, they are fairly strict with pet ownership here. There's regulations around getting it registered. You've got to have your pets microchipped and vaccinated, and there's certain breeds of dogs that are restricted in the UAE. Certain places they don't allow pets in public spaces here, and like certain beaches, malls, unless there are guide dogs, which is very rare. I haven't seen any of those here, but they only, on the signage on a mall entrance, they would tell you only guide dogs allowed, but I haven't seen that here. And they do have quite a few pet friendly zones. So along the canal where I live, you got these it's these little bins with the plastic roll on the top with the packets. So if your dog poops, you can pick it up and dispose of it in those bins. They've got nice walkways now, and yeah. So unlike South Africa, it is, we're just so free in South Africa. You can have as many pets as you want, and I don't think they're that strict with all the vaccinations and the like. And yeah, and I think they're a little bit more relaxed in terms of how you keep your pets, etc. Here, it's still very much a confined area. So yeah, South Africa, I would say, is very, very lenient with pet ownership.
Mhm. Yeah. Have you noticed cultural differences in how families in Dubai treat their pets compared to South African families?
Yes, I know of some South African diehards who actually treat their pets like kings and queens, eating out of a plate at the dinner table.
Wow.
And you get the actual opposite as well, where you get these pets that are chained up outside and, in the scorching sun, that are really ill treated or mistreated. And whereas here, in Dubai, you get the
Mhm.
people here. They also treat their pets like kings and queens. There's a lot of pet grooming, and because a lot of people live in apartments here, you get day hostels, if I may call it that, or pet boarding. And you can go, it's like daycare for your pet. So there's quite a few. Like, I live in the Business Bay area, and around me there's about four such pet shops that offer the day boarding facilities. And it's quite interesting to see how, they have these massages for the pets and the pampering. Sometimes, I think, I wish I was that pet. If you see how they are treated, it's really, really phenomenal. And yes, when you see those TikTok videos of some of the who's in Dubai and in the Middle East that are owning luxury animals or high-end animals like those leopards and cheetahs, etc. Yes, they are real, they are true, and they really treat them. I've actually read up somewhere as well. If you actually look on YouTube, some of these
Mhm.
who's they actually have special full-time vets on their premises. They have a petting zoos. There's a guy called I think it's Kix. He's one of the he's one of the princes, and he's actually got a full-on zoo on the property, on the palace, and he's got a full-time vet. It's amazing how some people take care of their pets here.
Yeah. All right. I got a question for you in the comments here from Justin Rishika. Hi, Tammy. Thank you for a beautiful pod. Dubai is Dubai is known for their exotic pets like tigers, etc. Is it true?
Harish, yes, it's very true. As I mentioned, you get the exotic pets. I know
Uh,
of people actually reaching out into Africa, like the Kruger and the like, where they importing these exotic animals and the birds, the snakes, even the bigger animals like the tigers, etc. And mainly on the larger properties where like the palaces and the big properties where they can house these animals and have these private zoos. So even in Saudi, there's a lot of people there on the royal families, I would say, that actually have these kind of or import these kind of animals.
wow. Are there any challenges of owning a pet in Dubai, especially with the heat, apartment living, or regulations?
Yes, definitely. I've actually seen animals, especially dogs, because dogs you got to walk them often, and the apartments here are not very big. I've seen dogs there, the pads of their paws actually getting burned, and it's
Oh,
not a nice thing to see, because I mean the dog um, uh, relies on being on their paws all the time. So it's really
mm,
sad to see, and the heat here is terrible. They do
mm,
have these like rubber socks that you put on for the dogs if you're walking them, but it's still very, very hot. What, like in my apartment building, there's somebody that has two huskies in a one bedroom apartment. So to me, I find that it's rather sad to see, and I would not actually entertain something like that. So in terms of challenges, yes, there's lots of paperwork that you got to go through, but there's some die-hard people with their when it comes to their fur babies. They would do anything and everything to get them across, but in the long run, you're actually doing them a disservice. If I have to talk like from South Africa, I've got a fur baby back home, and my son takes care of him. He's free to roam around. The only time he's on a lead or a leash is when he's being walked in the estate. But other than that, he's got his own couch. He lives like a king. And whereas here, the it costs you quite a lot for grooming, for pets, vet services, etc. And people think that, I'm earning well now. Let me bring my pet across, but they don't realize the challenges that these pets go through. And
mm.
if I have to give anybody, pet owners in South Africa, especially coming across here, bringing their pets, I would say it's such a no-no to see how these dogs suffer. And as I
Mm,
mentioned in last week's podcast about a lot of the companies are going on the 2-year employment contracts. People spend this fortune, bring their pets across here, and then after the 2 years, oh, I don't have a job anymore. And
mm,
they don't want to spend that amount of money in taking the dog back. And as a
mm.
result, you get a lot of pets here that go into adoption. Not very many of them actually are put up for adoption because of the older age, etc. And it's really, really sad to see how these pets end up. So, if I could give a piece of advice, if you can keep your fur baby back at home with somebody that you can trust, rather do that than bring them
Yeah.
across here, because the heat, the weather is not very accommodating at all.
Which pets are most common in Dubai?
So the most that I have seen is the dogs. You get
Okay.
quite a lot of dogs. I think in my apartment, I would say there's at least 40% of the apartments that have dogs in here. The most I've seen are those yakety yak ones, those chihuahuas and Maltese poodles and the like. Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of them. Cats, you get a lot of stray cats on the streets, and I see a lot of people, like even this morning on the canal, I saw a lady feeding the cats on the walkway. So you get a lot of stray cats here. The same with cats. People bring their cats across, and I belong to quite a few of the groups, Sapphirs groups. And people say, I'm leaving the country. I need somebody to take care of my cat or my dog or whatever. So cats and dogs are the most common here.
Are all dog breeds allowed in Dubai?
No, all dog breeds are not allowed. I think they're not allowed the Rottweiler, if I'm saying it right. The what is the other one? Pit bulls. The pit bulls are not
Okay.
allowed here, and the Dobermans, those big ones.
Mm.
Those are the dogs that are not that I know of. But you actually have to get clearance from the Dubai Authority if you want to bring your dog across here. So you need to find out first what is allowed and what's not.
How is the veterinary care in UAE?
As I mentioned previously, the medical
Oh,
facilities here are top notch. So you're getting the
okay.
cream of the crop from all over the world. So if there's anything wrong with your fur baby, you will have top treatment. But on the other hand, you're paying a pretty penny for the services as well. So with these boarding facilities and the housing, the hostels, the pet hostels, you do get the veterinary services as well.
All right. My final question to you is, can I travel with my pet in metros and taxis?
So yes and no. So the metro is no, but in taxis, only certain ones at certain times will allow you. But most of the time, you're not allowed to do that, and it's understandable. So because even if you're getting a taxi, you got to get a taxi with leather seats, not one with cloth seats. Because remember, some people have allergies, so they don't allow the pets in. So you got to ask beforehand you want transport if you're going maybe to the airport, and you have to have them in those pet carriers, either a cat pouch or a dog pouch to carry them. So there are a lot of restrictions with those with traveling with pets.
Okay. Well, I got to say that thanks so much for your time and catch you this time on Wednesday this time.
Absolutely, it was lovely chatting as always. Take care.
Likewise.